The altcoins are waking up as Ethereum is up 90% since its low in April. The problem is, it doesn't feel like we are actually seeing strength in the altcoins and that we're going to see an altcoin rally. That's why I wanted to give you 3 indicators to watch for actual approval that we're going to see it, and we are already seeing sites or insights into those charts that it's actually going to happen. Before we continue, I highly appreciate it if we spread some positivity. I know holding altcoins can be tough. I've seen it in the comments. I've seen people making jokes. That's completely fine because I've made the decision to go fully into altcoins. However, I would love to know what you would like to see from me on this channel. Can be everything if you want. And make sure to subscribe to this channel. We are continuing to provide you the best content out there. The first indicator that I'm personally interested in is a chart, which is not the liquidity chart. I think that's a very Bitcoin driven one. It is a complex one, which I try to explain on all those videos, which is the Chinese renminbi versus the US dollar. It's the prime definition of why we're going to see a potential bull market on altcoins or not, as it has been calling the highs and the lows on the week. So we can see that the candles in my visual are the Chinese renminbi valued against the dollar. And the pink line is Ethereum priced in Bitcoin. In 2016, Ethereum has bottomed, and as you can see on the left, it surged since then. So we had like a 1.5 year bull market. Then in September of 2019, Ethereum has bottomed in the week that the Chinese renminbi has bottomed, and since then we've seen a big bull cycle of 2 years, which ended earlier, which we can also see in the chart. So the chart also provides an explanation of the length of the previous cycle, which is 4 years, where we have finally hit rock bottom with a massive liquidity crash on this Chinese currency, which was in the same week that Ethereum bottomed out. And given that we finally hit the low, we continued to search for the low on Ethereum until that moment, and since then we have been running by 90%. So as long as this indicator continues to rally, we are about to witness a strong bull cycle. The second indicator is the Bitcoin dominance, which also finally starts to show signals that we're getting into a stage of reversal, as Ethereum versus Bitcoin is outperforming. Yes, it's up around 50% since that actual low. And as you can see with the chart, the last time that we have been peaking with the markets was the actual moment that we were hitting bottoms on the previous chart on the Chinese renminbi. And we started to make a slight bearish divergence in that period. In this case, we are making a lower high on higher time frames on the Bitcoin dominance chart, implying that we're about to be reversing, as there is a very strong weekly bearish divergence taking place, which usually indicates a strong reversal is about to happen. And then you can use the low in November as a reference that we at least need to go to that level to go back into market neutral valuations. Usually, such a bearish divergence is a strong indicator of reversals. And as you can see in the chart, we've just been witnessing the longest bear market in the history of the markets. So the moment that this trend is switching, that will be a signal that we are about to have a great time with all those altcoins. And the final indicator is the gold chart. It is very simple, but it's going to provide additional confirmation of the markets that we're getting interest into risk on assets. And then we are having the highest potential in altcoins, as that is the asset class with the highest potential return. And it's actually the inverse of the Chinese renminbi. Basically, you can say that when gold starts to move upwards, you need to quickly get out of your altcoins. And I've discussed this one before. I think that we are in the short term peaking with the price of gold. I don't think that in the long term we are peaking, but that we are very likely going to have a period of slight consolidation taking place, which we have also seen in the previous periods in 2021. And during that period of consolidation, we found ourselves into a big bull cycle until gold started to bottom. and that is an indicator of uncertainty, and then you need to get out of the position. So I think that we're going to be peaking really soon with gold, or we maybe did, as we have seen that high on the exact same week where the renminbi has bottomed. And I think that these three critical indicators are very important to monitor over the next 1 to 2 years if you are positioned into altcoins, if you want to make life-changing returns, and if you want to get out in time. During these markets, I'm always looking for opportunities to build my portfolio, and OKX is bringing you an opportunity. They are the first fully licensed exchange in Europe with the lowest fees. And to help you a little bit with your portfolio and to celebrate this milestone, they are giving away up to 50 euros in Bitcoin if you sign up today on the exchange. Signing up can be done within 5 minutes, and if you deposit 100 euros worth of crypto, you'll receive the first 20 euros in Bitcoin. Start rebuilding your portfolio today. Go to the link in the description or scan the QR code and enjoy up to 50 euro in Bitcoin.